Thanks for coming back to Hawg Designs YouTube channel. Today we're going to be working on the Honeycomb Keepsake Mini Journal. And so I have already cut out all of my pieces, and a lot of the pieces I have inked the edges and things like that, so that our tutorial can go just a little bit faster. So we're going to start by, I tried to label each of the components that are going to be on the top side of the on the top portion of the honeycomb, as well as the bottom portion. And so on these two tabs you're going to have a spine, which is this middle part right here. This middle part is our spine on these two front covers, and then this is our tab. So we have a spine here and then our tab, and you're going to need to fold over both of those edges like so. Okay, and then I folded over the rest of my pieces. This one could be a little bit better job. Okay, and then there'll be one piece here that's the same color as our backing of our octagons, or whatever shape these are. Hexagon, I think they're a hexagon. And then you're also going to have three other pieces here. This one we're probably not going to use, but this is going to be for the back, and then this will be for one of the other panels, and I'll show you where I'm placing that here in a minute. So the first thing I want to do is I want to place this one on this panel, and I want to apply glue just to the back of this tab, not on the spine piece. So I'm kind of like folding up that piece so I know right where my glue needs to be. And I'm going to choose to use my art glitter glue. This is my favorite glue, so I just continue to use that for most of my projects. So I'm going to stand this up so I know that I'm not going to get glue on my spine. And then I'm going to lay my piece on, and I'm just going to choose any flat side. And I'm going to line everything up here and kind of make sure I have a good adhesion to it. And then I'll open it back up, and then we'll do the same thing over on this side, matching up my edges. Okay. And put that right there. Like so. Okay, then we want to find the one that says the center. That's this one here. Oh heavens. Made an error. This needs to go over here. Yeah, so that they flip up, not across. So this needs to go over here. So let me get my we go. So now this is going to give me a flat spot down at the bottom here so that I can put my glue there. Then we have the left side, and that will go over here. No, left side. I don't know my left from my right. I do have it is challenging when I go out driving, especially if someone tells me to turn left. I have to think about it a lot. So we're going to put some glue on this tab. In here. Alright, and then we'll do the last piece, and that's going to be, it's because I had left on both of these pieces. I need to make my labels better, obviously. So this one is going to go right here. Just add my glue to my tab. Line it up. All right. So here it's all folding back. So now we have to add our pockets. And I have a pocket for each piece. You can choose to put your pockets however you'd like them. Okay, I'm going to put this one over here. I think that's how I want to lay my pocket. So on your pockets, you're just going to put glue on the 3 edges, leaving the top of the pocket open. And you just put a small bead of glue there, and then line it up. Okay, and you'll do that for all the remaining pockets. So we have our pockets in place. There we have our little honeycomb shape. Next we want to start embellishing it up. What we could do first, let's see here, we can add in put our covers on here. So this one is going to go here. And I'm just going to add some glue to the edges. Fold the other two covers in, and we're going to flip it over, and we're going to do the same for the back here. I'm going to make sure I have it right side up here when I'm putting this one on. So now the next thing I can do is I can ink the edges on my piece here. And I'm just using a brown, chocolate brown ink. And I'm just gonna ink up my edges on all of my panels here. You can choose to do as much inking on this as you want. pretty good. I think I like that. So the next thing we're going to do is I'm going to grab my ephemera pieces here. And I have a variety of things. I have some fussy cuts, some journal cards here that I've already cut out and pre-inked. So we'll set these aside. And then here I have a couple stamps. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going just to take a little pinking shears and we're just going to pink the edges here. We have another one here, we'll do the same thing. And then I have a postcard. I have a little journal card, and I'm just going to round over the corners with my corner rounder. We have some tags here that we will embellish up here in a minute. I'm going to fold this card in half. I'm going to grab my bone folder and I'm just going to use it to get a nice sharp edge on those. And we are going to round over that middle section. All right. So I think we have all of our goodies ready, with the exception of we have 4 tags here and we can embellish those up. And I am just going to punch some holes. I have a tiny, like an 1/8 inch hole punch for these smaller ones. Actually, we're gonna go with this bigger one here. This is a standard size hole punch. I think it's about a 3/8, I believe. So we'll punch all of our holes. Okay, then I'm going to find some ribbon. I have variety of ribbons here. We have some blue that'll coordinate, and we have some yellow. I have a honeycomb, and then I have a blue organza. So we're just going to cut some small lengths of ribbon here. Alright, and then we're going to thread the ribbon through. Let's see which one I want on what. Use this one on this lavender. And so what I've done is I've doubled my ribbon over. I'm going to run my loop through the hole punch. I'm going to grab my tails and I'm going to run those through the loop on the back side and then draw it up, being pretty careful so I don't pull it too tight and it rips my tag. And so there's one tag. I think we're going to use the honeycomb one. Oh, this is a little guy. Let's use this yellow one for the bee. Let's use this honeycomb for the cake, and this one is a wider ribbon, so it's too thick for me to run it through the hole without really, jeopardizing ripping it. So I'm just running it through, and I'm just going to tie a knot at the top, being pretty careful again. I'll probably make a double knot. Well, maybe that'll hold it. I think we'll just leave it like that. And then this one here, we're going to just do the loopy thing again, but we can add a little bee. Oh, I think we're just going to glue our bee on. So I'm going to, again, just loop my ribbon, run it through my hole, grab the ends, and run that through the loop in the back. And draw it up. And I think we're just going to glue this little bee to the flower. I'm just doing a little ink on him. Get my little wings to kind of sit up a little bit before we lay him down. I'm just gonna stick him about there. So there's our little tag with the bee on it. So now we can decide where we're going to put all of our goodies, and we have all these pockets. You can just start stuffing them wherever you want. Put my postcard here, this little tag there, this one can go over here, this one can go there, and I'm going to put this one over here. And then I have some journal cards. I'm just gonna have some other journal cards. Some of these don't go there. These are too. I must have had these for another project, and I don't think they go with this kit. Okay. So now we have some ephemera pieces here. There is I've misplaced. It's still in my bag. There it is. We have this little honey dipper. We can glue this down and then stick in our little honey jar just to kind of like a little tuck spot. So I'm just going to put a little glue on each end. And I can just tuck that in there. Like that. We have some beeswax candles we can put here. I want to be careful not to put glue too far up on my piece so that it doesn't glue to my things I already have in my pocket. We have a wax seal with a little bee on it. And maybe we'll put the bee down here. The bee needs to go there, and this guy, I think that's how I want it. I think we'll do it like that. So I think my little head of my bee was going to be propped up too far, and it was going to glue onto my items there. So I think we got it where we want it now. Oh, Mary's not paying attention. Yeah, so I just have a little napkin here, and I'm just going to take some of that glue off, so when I lay it down, we're not going to have a problem. There we go. And then this guy, I think I want him to say hello to us like this. Right. sure. Okay, we're okay. Wasn't sure if I had glue on the back side of that. So now we have our project all put together except for our front. I have a little label here that we are gonna put on. So I'm just folding it back together. Might need to tuck some of your pieces. I need to find a new home for this one because that's a little too bulky for that spot. Let's try to do something different with this ribbon. The other thing we could do is just, I have it folded, and we're just going to put a staple in here, and that'll decrease the bulk in this. There we go. Stick that back in there. I could angle my, let's do it this way. We want to dovetail. So I'm just folding my ribbon in half. I'll do the same with this one. All right, there we go. That looks cute. Now we should be able to close that up pretty nicely. There we go. And then I have this little tag sentiment that we could stick down here. I think I'm going to do is trim this up a bit because it's a little large. And then I'm just going to ink it here. We can stick this down here. Oh, that looks cute. So I'm just going to put some glue to the back of it. And that's going to complete our project. So it's a real quick and easy project to complete. And it's can be a unique item to gift. Let's say you want to, you typically give cards. This would be a different kind of card that you can gift the person. And so they'll have all kinds of little trinkets inside. You could stick a gift card inside if you choose. But somebody who loves bees, they would really appreciate this. So just like that, there we are. We have a cute little Honeycomb Keepsake Mini Journal. If you like this, please consider subscribing. I have many more tutorials on my channel and many future ones in the works. See you soon. Bye now.